Okay, we're going to talk about making liquid amendments. And in particular, we're going to be talking about making compost extracts. First thing I'd like to do is talk about what is the goal of making a compost extract. It is simply this. We're going to wash the biology, the humic acids, some soluble nutrients off of the surfaces of the compost and get them into liquid, so that we can then take that liquid and distribute it out amongst the plants to really try to get down into that root zone. A compost extract is simply an inoculum. We're trying to provide diverse sets of microbiology to areas that need that diverse set of microbiology. So, a few things. We want to talk about making compost extract. You can do it from very simple, easy methods at home or in a very small scale to very large scale where we're talking about making tens of thousands of gallons a day of compost extract. And the principles that I'm going to describe to you, they actually are the same thing from a small scale to a large scale. So let's talk about making it for a small scale, something that's ridiculously easy and super simple for you to be able to make compost extract. All right, tool check. What are the tools that we need to be able to do this work? Well, the first thing we're going to need is the actual compost itself. So here I've got compost in the bottom of this bag. And then I have a compost tea bag. As you can see, it's a mesh bag. In fact, this is a 40 mesh bag or 400 micron particle sizes. So it will filter out much of the large material while allowing the biology and the humic acids and those soluble nutrients to be able to flow through that bag. Now, something that's kind of fun here and makes it really easy for the home user is you take this compost tea bag and I'm going to attach 2 boards to it. And in fact, it's pretty simple. I just took some screws, and this is actually a stake, and I just drilled those screws right into that stake right here. And now you can see I have 2 boards, and that helps us actually keep the bag open and above the water line. Now, the other thing I have is a vessel, some kind of container that I'm going to capture all of those really good microbiology and humics and all the soluble nutrients in that compost extract. I need a tote. And so the size of the tote depends upon how much extract you want to make at a time. For a home user, a 20-gallon tote like this works perfect. You might use a 55-gallon drum. You might even step up to like a 100-gallon tank, and you could still use this methodology to make extracts. We also need a garden hose and a spray nozzle. So here I just have a typical garden hose. It's usually 3/4 inch. And then I also have a spray nozzle. This is just a brass spray nozzle. 4 gallons per minute is the flow rate from this nozzle. And most, garden hoses or your attached to a house bib or something like that is going to be right around 40 PSI. So 40 PSI with 4 gallon per minute flow rate on this nozzle is about the right pressure to be able to remove biology from the surfaces of the compost without damaging the biology as well. And so simply you just attach the spray nozzle to the hose and we're ready to use. And that's simply it. Compost, bag, boards, tote, hose, and nozzle. All right, now we have our tool check, so we know what tools we need to use to be able to make our extract. Let's talk about the actual making of the compost extract. So again, compost is in the bag, sitting over our tote, and we want to be able to wash the biology off the surfaces of the organic matter that's in the compost. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the garden hose with the nozzle attached, and I'm going to place it inside the bag, and I'm going to move that nozzle around. The whole idea here is just to try to get as much of the surfaces inside that compost washed clean. A couple other things about this: if you fill the compost bag too full, you won't be able to get good access into that compost. If you fill the compost too shallowly, it's going to take a lot of applications of getting compost and washing it off. Typically a tote this size, I would fill up the bag to maybe 1/3 full, and then I would use that to be able to make my extract. And as I'm washing this down, what I'm also looking for is the look of the organic matter in the bag. Is it kind of cleaned off of all the nice gooey biofilms and the humics and so forth? And also the water that's running from the bag has it changed color from a dark brown to a light tan. Once we get to a light tan from the liquid leaking out from the bag, then we know we pretty much washed off most of the biology. And another really interesting thing, once we made the compost extract, the compost, the organic matter is still in here. What can I do with it? Well, I can use it as a mulch, I could put it in planting holes, or I could actually just go ahead and put it right back into my compost bin. And the microbes will reinoculate that material and continue to break it down over time. All right, it's time to give this compost a bath. So let's go ahead and start making some extract. Just simply, real quick, you can see that kind of pressure that's coming off of here. You can't have it too light, because if you do, then you're not gonna be able to wash off any biology. If you have it too strong, you're gonna harm the biology. So this is about the right type of force that we're looking for. All right, I wanna put this inside the compost sea bag, and it's this kind of motion, up and down, where I'm washing the biology off the surfaces. And in fact, you can see the color of the liquid coming out of the bottom of the bag. It's that nice, dark, rich brown color. That's all full of humics that are in there. And I want to just keep this rolling around in here, just making sure that the spray touches all the surfaces of the organic matter inside the compost. And just keep on moving it around. And you can already tell just after probably 30 seconds that the color coming out of the compost is much lighter in color. We're starting to get some more tan colors. The dark browns are pretty much gone at this point. So we pretty much have washed the majority of the humic, the microbiology off the surface of the compost, and we're ready to be done. All right, we've made the compost extract. And this is when we pull the bag out after we've done the extraction. And I want to show you, a lot of the material starts to look really clean. You can see that a lot of the humics that are attached there, the biofilms, which has a ton of biology, it's all been kind of washed clean. And as an example, here's a piece that has not gone through the extraction process. So you can see that it's got a lot of that sticky material. All those biofilms are still attached to that. So that's what we're looking for, is that difference in color and difference in texture as well. And that's another good way to know that you've actually washed off, as much of the biology that you possibly could. All right, we've made wonderful extract. I mean, look at the color of this. It's fantastic. It's that nice dark brown. And in fact, if we were to look under this under a microscope, it would be chock full of microbes, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, and so forth. Now, we got to take this liquid, this extract, and we got to get it out into our fields. So there are many ways to be able to do this. And today we showed you a very simple, easy method that anybody can do. Well, most of us have a watering can. That's a tool that's really easy to distribute this extract. It's simply this. I have my extract in a bucket or in some kind of tote. I'm just going to dip my watering can in. Voila. Simple as that. Now we're going to go out to our crops and actually apply this extract. All right. Well, in front of us, we've got this gorgeous kale, and it definitely can use a little bit of a touch of some extract here. And when you're watering in extract, the purpose of extract is to really get down into that root zone. We're trying to do what we call a soil drench. The idea here is it hits the surface of the plants, but we want to have enough liquid so it penetrates down and gets into that root zone. All those microbes really need to make that connection with the rhizosphere, the root zone of the plants. So I'll be applying this extract and just making sure I can get it nice and soaked in. Now, a couple things. If your crop is dry, let's say that these beds were actually really, really dry, I would want to actually add some water, do some irrigation before I applied the extract to open up those pathways, to get the hydrology cycle already moving, and then apply my compost extract. These beds here already had a good amount of moisture, so it's the extract's gonna hit the surface of the soil, and it's gonna quickly penetrate down into where the plant and the root zone. Okay, so I'm using a watering can, and it's one of the easiest methods to be able to apply compost extract. But what if I have a lot of plants that I need to be able to apply this extract to? So, watering can's not gonna be as efficient as a device that's gonna impart a lot more liquid over a longer period of time. So this is where we would probably use something like a spray tank. And attached to that spray tank, we would have a pump, which is going to pump the extract under pressure. And then we're going to attach a nozzle that's going to allow for a large volume of liquid to come out at a time frame. So, some of the tools that we use are water breakers. You'll see them on the end of like a watering wand. The whole idea is to kind of break up the water surface and apply a large volume. If I wanted to mechanize this, I could actually attach it to the back of a tractor and put a boom spray that would have a flood tip nozzle. The idea again here is to impart a lot of volume into it. Another method that we can use to apply compost extract is called fertigation. And the idea with fertigation is you're going to take that compost extract and you're going to put it through the irrigation system. Now, there are some things you have to consider when you're doing fertigation with compost extract. And that simply comes down to, are you going to have any kind of clogging events? What can clog is filters, so you want to remove any filters that are inline in the irrigation system that could capture the extract. But also the emitters. A lot of emitters are only rated to a certain particle size, a much smaller particle size than the particles that are in our compost extract. If that's the case, then you're probably going to have to also post-filter that extract to get it down to the particle size that's the rating of the emitter that you're trying to use. So you can see, you can go from a watering can to a spray tank to mechanized boom spraying to fertigation. Many different capabilities or technologies to be able to apply compost extract to the plants.